you get it? Is it on?
Welcome to another episode of Taking Over the World with Ed and Aaron. What's up, buddy?
Hey, yo. What is happening?
It seems like it's been a while since
we had this conversation.
Yes, we did.
Yes. It's been a while.
So social media.
Let's unpack.
Let's just get right into it.
Unpack.
Let's just get right into
Go.
it. First of all, it's the best time of the year. Do you know why?
Yes, I know why you're going to say that. Because it's football season.
Bingo. The NFL is back on Thursday and Monday nights.
Carrie Underwood to stop by the studio so we could hear her song.
She's the bestie of the show. I got to call her.
You think so?
I got to get her to get on and just sing the intro to Sunday Night Football.
I think it's a good idea. I think maybe she could come up with a new intro song for us.
Maybe she would.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, I'll reach out. I'll reach out today. You got a friend that you can reach out to too.
I got a friend that I can reach out to.
You should see if he does one for us.
I could see. Maybe. We got a Las Vegas local yokel that might be able to help us out.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
I got to play my cards right.
Yeah,
I got to play my cards
Tell
right.
him we need a good intro.
It was funny when we were talking about it the other day. Brooklyn made a comment because something was like, we were talking about coaches and who's going to be at practice. And I was like, oh, it's just me and my other buddy. And I was like, I was telling my wife, it's like, so-and-so's gone. And I was like, yeah, I had to go to somewhere for an event, a fan event or something. And I told him, I was like, yeah, same thing. Same, bro. I was like, I just go to Henderson now. He's like going to visit. And Brooklyn's like, still naive to like that era.
Right.
And she's like, does the guy have a lot of fans or something? I was like, yeah, like freaking.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal.
Kind of like millions of fans. She's like, oh, is he like the manager? And I thought she was talking about like the group and stuff. I was like he's one of the main guys. She's like, oh, I met with a coaching. I'm just like, oh, like it's just funny like how generations change. And we were talking about it yesterday too. I think I was talking with Devin and Madison. We were talking about radio stations and like just kick like old school classic rap, right? And we were talking about like my go-to is like 90s rap, like the little Biggie working, little Tupac working. And then it's like we started talking like how funny it is, like even when we think like, oh yeah, like newer radio, like newer hip hop rap, it's like 2000s, and you're just like, oh crap, it's like 2025. Like, dude, the 90s, 35 years ago,
yeah,
they just don't make them like they used to.
They don't.
Give me a little Biggie all day. Give me a little Biggie all day.
On that note, how generations change, right?
Okay.
Now in this new role that I'm at, right? Because my thing has always been prospecting, phone call based, talking to people. That's always been my thing. So one of my coaches, shout out Ray Duvall from Atlanta.
Okay. ATL, what up?
Yeah, he's
Hot Atlanta.
Yep. So he's like him and his operating principal, the owner of the market center that he's at, that he's the team leader at. He tells me, hey, you need to start getting on social media.
Okay.
And you need to start letting people know on social media that you're no longer just a real estate agent. Then now you run the office, you're recruiting, you're doing these things, you're coaching people up and all that stuff. Because you've been coaching people up on your team, but now you're coaching agents in the office and you're recruiting and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right. So I started doing videos. And as much as I hate doing videos, I started doing videos on TikTok.
This has been like an ongoing thing with you and I for like 2 years. Like
it's
2
been
years.
Forever. So when I went to San Antonio for Mega Camp, funny on my TikTok, there's a team, shout out Martinez team out of South Texas.
Bro, are we getting a lot of shout outs today?
Yeah, today we haven't done this in a while, so we got some pent up aggression.
Okay.
So I saw them at there's 5,000 people at this event.
Okay.
And I walked by and I'm walking with Mercy. I'm like, that's the Martinez team from TikTok. Mercy's like, are you kidding me? She's like, you know everybody. I'm like, relax. So I walk up to her. I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? She's like, hi. I'm like,
she's like, get security.
Yeah.
Security.
She's like, this guy's a creeper. Luckily, I was with Mercy, so she knew I wasn't a creeper.
Okay.
Or at least I couldn't be too bad of a creeper. And I was like, hey, your TikTok's come up on my For You page. I follow you guys. You guys are hilarious and all the things you guys do with your team and stuff.
Now I got to go check them out today.
And she's like, oh my God, thank you very much. She's like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm in Vegas. She's like, how did we get from South Texas to Vegas and just show up? I'm like, I started following you because you just showed up. And then I went to your page and I saw a couple different things. I didn't follow you at first. I just went, kind of checked a couple of your videos out. But then you started coming up and there was some funny stuff. So I'm like, you know what? Let me keep an eye on South Texas. I used to live in South Texas, so I just keep an eye and see what goes on. So whatever. So we hit it off, whatever. And then when I started coaching with Ray, Ray's like, dude, you got to do this. So I'm like, okay. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna start this on TikTok because I don't have a huge realtor following from Vegas there or Miami, right? So I'm like, let me start there, see what happens before I make it mainstream and go on IG and everything else. So I started doing it. Crazy thing happened. Somebody reached out to me.
Get out of town.
Swear to God.
Who was it?
It was an agent.
Oh,
A newer
I thought it
agent.
was gonna be like Donald Trump or something.
No. A newer agent. I was from another company.
You didn't like that.
Of course, he's got to come up with the most extreme person in the world.
I mean, that's it. Like, you're never gonna guess. You're like, well, obviously not. So I'm just gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take a shot right here.
For me, that's not that. So for you, a client reaching out and saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying or I'm thinking about selling," that's normal for you,
Right?
On social media,
Right.
For me on social media, that's not how I jam.
Right. No, I get
Mine
it.
are. I get a text, I get a phone call. Hey, I'm thinking about selling my house. When can you come by?
Right.
Totally different ways of communicating with the people.
100%.
So I get a DM from this guy saying, "Hey, saw your TikToks. Let me know if you have some time to meet." So I'm like, wait, there might be something behind this.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So I schedule a meeting with him. Comes into the office yesterday, and now he's actually moving his license over here.
Okay.
But it's all from TikTok. I'm like, and I've just done maybe 3 videos.
So
3
you're
or
a
4
legend.
videos?
Legend.
No.
Legend.
So I'm like, so now I got to do more, and I got to put some on IG.
Yeah, buddy.
Now people are going to start, like, for this new role, that might be the jam.
Listen, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. And listen, we've had this conversation. I wouldn't, maybe a little bit of a debate, but not so much a debate. But we have had, ever since we've started, right?
We've had discussions.
We've had discussions.
Not debates.
Yeah, no, again, like I said, I don't know if
debates
I
are bad nowadays. So we had discussions.
It's true. We had healthy discussions, and I do believe we both come from a place of value, right? Like that's everything we do, and you've been in the industry for so long that when you started, things were different, right? Like somebody was talking about, I forget who was talking about a team meeting or something. Is like maybe even you said it was like back in the day, like bro, if you wanted to cold call. Like somebody dropped a phone book in your lap and was like, have at it, right?
Yeah, I talked about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, yeah, you grabbed the phone book and started making phone calls.
And nowadays, like we always go through, and I had this with my dad, right? I had this with my dad. My dad was one of those guys. He was. We've had this conversation too. That you guys are like one and the same. Like I think you were put in my path when my dad was, going through his sickness and everything, like to replace that role. I think he's like, bro, I got another guy that's going to whoop your tail all day long. Meet Ed O'Rossi, right? Like, I think he planned this out, right?
He's laughing up in heaven.
Oh,
he's like,
dude.
oh, yeah, this is great.
He's like, listen, down but not out, baby. But, that was his style. Like, his style, and we'd always give him crap about it. It's like, he would, like, want to see, like, when we had our other business, like, city plans, future plans, zoning plans for our other business. Hey, let's go down to the zoning office. Let's go to the library. Let's go to City Hall, right? And I'm like, Dad, like, we can just get it online. Like, all we got to type in is, like, City Hall or zoning office or building permits, right? No, they won't have it. We got to go down there. And every time we'd go down there, they're like, yeah, just go online and it's right here and you'll find it. So I think, like, there are, today's age, a lot of that stuff is becoming so much more at our fingertips to utilize and be more efficient. And I'm not saying any of that stuff is dead, right?
Right.
The calling, the going down and seeing stuff, like there's obviously still a place for that. But like we even go to, and this is what I try to talk to some of our newer agents right now about, is that like, okay, if you were to go door knocking or make calls, right? How long would it take you to reach? And let's just say, put yourself out there in front of, whether they don't answer the phone, they don't answer the door. But if I said, I want you to go attempt to reach 500 people, whether it's calling or door knocking, how long does something like that take?
Oh, 500?
500. A day? If you're crushed.
Probably 2 days.
Like if you're nonstop.
Realistically, probably 2 days.
Right. Okay.
At least 2 days.
And so now we go into this universe, like my old coach told me, and he made it sound reasonable. today's age, we have digital door knocking.
Right.
So that's like what you're doing. Like instead of calling all these agents, and not say you won't,
Right.
but it's like now you can film a TikTok. Now you can film an IG story or a YouTube short form, long form, right? And I could put out a post and I could reach 1,000, 2,000 people within a half hour.
Right.
And to your point, like when we went through some classes and stuff, I was not the TikTok guy. I was afraid to go TikTok. That's where a little bit of my age was showing like, nah, that's silly, right? I'm not doing all this dance and I still don't.
I go on TikTok all the time. That's my jam.
And so now I've started to get with that in like the home tours. And I tried something new yesterday with my voiceovers. I did the green screen voiceover. So I had the video playing and then I put myself on it to do the voiceover so they could see some animation,
Right.
see my face. And to your point, I had like within the first half hour, I think I got like 300 views. Now, views, it's kind of like calls, right?
Right.
They help, but that's not business, right? But the more calls you make, the more views you get. I've had people do the same. Like when I've done like, hey, DM me this, text me here, I'll give you more information. And I've had probably about 5 people reach out.
Right.
And have I converted any of them at this point? No. But we know it's a numbers game. And
Right.
you know, like you being now in front of these agents, you put out these videos and now you got a guy that wants to come in. And it's just like,
And this is just
we
new.
have so much, right?
So it's so funny because we were right. This is the great debate. We've had this debate for 2 years, right? Is it phone calls? Is it open houses?
Right.
Is it social media? What is it? And then I had the operating principal from Atlanta, from Ray's office, right? She was on the leadership call we had the other day, and they are the number 2, which she was not happy about because they've been number 1 for a year and a half now. They just lost a space at number 1 to another market center, and she said, "Yeah, we'll get that back next month. Like this is not acceptable. We're not number 2."
Yeah.
In growth and netting agents. They built a market center from 0 people. They're up to 300 now in a year and a half, and they plan to be at 500 by the end of the year, which is crazy. But one of the things she was talking about is what makes her organization different than a lot of the other Keller Williams and a lot of the other areas is she reaches people where they're at. Right? She's like, I reach my clients where they're at. I reach agents where they're at. Like I tell she talks to her team leader over there, Ray, and she'll say, okay, hey, you got to do a video. You got to do this. You got to do that, because not everybody's the old school. I'm answering my phone all the time. I'm talking to you, and they recruit 25 agents a month, roughly 25 to 35. 90% off social media.
And
it is insane.
I believe it because here's my thought is that again in today, how many times a day do you get a spam call? Right? Like if your number's not saved in my phone,
you're not answering.
Well, and again, it's not that I'm not, but it's like in real estate, we have to be a little bit more prepared to answer it. But it's like I tell people, like as soon as I hear and I pick it up and I go hello and I hear bloop, bloop, I'm like,
that's it. Oh, I do
click.
The same thing, right?
Oh,
yeah.
I've been transferred here. So nowadays, people don't answer their doors much. They got their Ring cameras. If you're not expecting somebody, you're not answering the door. If you're not really expecting a call, you're not answering it. And when we do call people, when we do door knock people, we are interrupting their time. Right? Because a lot of door knocking happens, later in the afternoon, evening, because you figure people are at work. So if I show up at your house and start knocking on your door 5:30, you're probably like, bro, if I'm answering this door, you better get ready to run, because I just got home from work. I'm not dealing with you.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Right.
I'm maybe a little hangry. I'm maybe sitting down with the family for dinner, or I'm just now getting to catch up with the family. So all of that is an interruption of people's day, which again, I'm not saying is the end of the world, but now you go into social media where it's like you are putting the video out there where it's going to live. And aside from stories, your posts, your TikTok posts, the YouTube stuff, we can now live and operate and market and work 24 hours a day.
But I think that while all that's great, right? I think that social media is great, and I think that I've gotten proven results. I've only been doing it for less than a month, and I've already gotten one person. Right. So, how much traction can I get if I do it consistently and I'm constantly posting stuff and I'm constantly doing stuff? Yes, it probably get at a higher click rate and be able to get more people involved. But I think that the truth of the matter is to service your clients correctly and to find your clients, right? Whether it's real estate clients we're looking for the team, or agents I'm looking for the brokerage, or even agents that I'm looking for the team,
Right.
like helping recruit to pass off to you. Like any of that combination, I think I picked up a listing off of a sign call from somebody.
Right.
So I think that you still need the plethora. Where I think people get it wrong is people say, "Oh, you know what? I do all my stuff on social media."
Right.
And then they do nothing else.
100%.
Or they say, "I only make phone calls," and they're not open to doing other stuff.
Right.
Or, I just put a sign in the ground and they're going to call me because the sign's in the ground. They know the house is for sale. Like, I think you need every avenue available to you to be able to service your clients correctly, be able to service agents. Like, I sit down and talk to agents now, coaching them up all the time. And when we're talking, we're saying, okay, what are you doing? Right? If you're doing an open house, this is what I recommend you do. And they're like, the guy I talked to yesterday, I was like, he's been coaching with 3 other people for 6 months, hasn't gotten the deal done, right? And the people that have joined our team are already getting appointments.
Already setting appointments.
Already setting appointments. So I'm like, okay, so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, trust me, I think I know a little bit about how to get business going.
Right.
Right? So I tell him, okay, I need you to do this, 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 and I think if you do this, this, this with this, and layer this into this, and he's like, where's this coming from? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I've never heard any of this. And I'm like, well, then you're in the wrong rooms.
Yeah.
Because the same thing. Like, when I talk to, I think you and I both are the same way, right? We look at how are we going to be successful. We need to get into the rooms with the people that are way more successful than we are.
100%.
Right? So I talk to Ray once a week. That's officially. Unofficially, I text him probably 4 or 5 times a week. Where we're talking about other stuff. Hey, I got a question for you. I got this. Because I can easily get in a room, make a couple phone calls. I can get in a room with the people that are recruiting 5 to 8 people a month, which is where I'm recruiting. Why do I want to be in that room? I want to be in a room where the guy's doing 35 a month, where the guy's been number one for the last 18 months.
So
That's the room I want to be in.
You say that
because why would I want to be in a room with somebody that's not at that level? Because I want to be at that level. I want to be where he's gonna call me one day and he's like, bro, like why you creeping up on me like that? Why like that's what I want. I don't want him to and that's what he wants. He wants to be able to be like, bro, why you creeping up? Why are you creeping up on me? Like now he's gotta work. Like that's how people push people. People that aren't afraid to grow and aren't afraid of growth and what it takes to grow, don't mind being the smallest guy in the biggest room. It's the people that want to be the biggest guy in the smallest room that tear it up.
So you hit the nail on the head. And I have had this conversation with our young men, our baseball team, right? Me and my buddies, we're coaching the fall ball and we're using the high school. Palo, a lot of our kids are there. And I've had this talk with my son before. And we kind of got into it about grades the other day. And listen, you can't. Mama Duke's at our house. She's a tough cookie.
She's gonna jack you up.
She's a tough cookie.
No, I know.
And I was trying to help him. I was like, bro, we need to devise
a plan.
We need to devise a plan here because you are walking into murderer's row, and if you are not armed, she's gonna eat you up, chew you up, spit you out, bro. Like we got to have a game plan, okay? And so I'm trying to teach him how to talk to people. And the other day we spent some time in the car together from hitting lessons and stuff, and he's getting more curious about like just real estate because that's what we do, right? And just talking about numbers and how to talk to people. And I was telling him about the escrows we have in place, personally and the team wise. He's like, is that a lot, little, whatever? So, but when we started talking about that, we were talking about grades and we were also talking about performance on the field. And some of these, I told the kids flat out the other day, I was like, you need to look at the guy next to you or look in this circle, look on this field and stop comparing your guy and be like, well, I played better than so-and-so. Well, I don't care. Why are we setting the bar at the floor? Or I don't mean these guys are at the floor, but you know what I mean? Like, why are we setting the bar here and saying like, as long as I'm above this, I'm good.
Right.
I told them, my challenge was like, look around this room. Find the guy that's taking your position or has your position. You younger guys, look to that older guy. Now, are you going to probably take their position, on varsity? They're a senior, you're a freshman. Probably not. But the reality is that start watching that guy. Start mimicking that guy. Start hanging out with that guy. Like you said, put yourself in the room. Put yourself by the kids that are going to elevate you. And we got a great kid. He's a freshman on our team. I've known him for a while. I've known his parents. Great people. And I was like, Brack, attach your wagon to this kid. Right? Like, you can compete with him. He's a great player, but he's a great teammate. He's a great kid. Like, stop saying I'm playing better than so-and-so. Start saying, hey, can I play at his level? Can I play at the next guy's level? And like, same thing went for grades. Like, well, the rest of the class got like 60% or whatever. Like, okay, what was the highest grade? Like 97. Then let's shoot for that.
Right.
Stop saying I was better than these people. Start saying, how do I get to those people? And I think when you go to teams, you start to look around. And it's always been in this world, what is it? Darwinism, isn't it? Darwin's like survival of the fittest, right? Being able to adapt. The agents that fail to adapt, that want to continue just be like, well, I'm just going to continue doing my script practice. I'm going to continue just going to education classes. They never get anything done, right? Because they're like, oh, I got to do this. And you start to look at the teams like this guy who's adapting and, their Martinez group, they're changing things up.
Right.
I look at this hallway down here. Okay. We are a top 2 team every year. Obviously, we like to challenge and push for that number 1 spot. But when we talk about things, we're always talking about that number 1 team.
Of course.
How do we get to that? We're not talking about the guys that we're already beating. Like, okay, let's stay ahead of them. No, we're like, man, we got it. We got it. But I've even noticed them and had conversations with that top team, and they're freaking awesome, right? Great people. Just, you can collaborate with them. You can ask questions. They're not stuffy.
Right.
They're fun. And you see why they're successful, right? They're good people. And I've seen more and more of their stuff switching to video.
Yeah.
A lot of them are doing more video, testimonials, talking, getting up on marketing trends, right? And you see that out there, and I'm seeing more of their presence. So it's like, listen, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here, but if people like that, the top teams in your office that you're trying to set the bar to, are adapting,
we need to adapt.
You shouldn't blow that off,
Right. And it's the thing is like in everything, right? So do you emulate the people that are just getting by, or do you try to emulate the top of the top? Right. I saw a team at a competitor that pushed this whole thing. They moved over. They closed their own personal brokerage and joined this new brokerage over there, and they're gonna rock it out of the world, and that's where they're gonna be. And it's been there for a year and a half, 2 years. And I see a post yesterday that, we went back to our own team, to our own brokerage to reinvent, redo this because this is how we're going to provide better service. No, the problem is it was getting hard. Well, it was getting hard, right? Like I tell people all the time, we may not be the fit for everybody because there's a lot of things we do here that other brokerages don't do. Right. And then there's a lot of things that other brokerages are willing to do that we don't do because of the way our model's set up, because we're a for-profit organization. Keller Williams as a whole. That's part of our culture. Part of our culture statement is profit, to become profitable. And that's a culture. That's what we want to create. We want people to make money, right? We're unapologetically business owners.
Well, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people think of profit as like a nasty word. Making money as a nasty word. Like, right? Like everybody in this world, they get up and they go to work to make money.
You know who are some of the most profitable companies in the world?
Talk to me.
The nonprofits. They are. Because they are non-profit for the public, but they spend more money internally than most companies have.
Sure.
Like, no shade on them, because I donate to United Way. I've been in Tokerville Society for them. I've been on organizations where I donate to Ronald McDonald House. Like, I donate to a lot of organizations, and I will always do that because I believe in what they do and what they're there for. But they're profitable. They make a ton of money.
And I think when you see people like, I got this big announcement, I'm switching brokerages, or I'm doing this. A lot of people, like I was just talking to Madison about it yesterday, he's like, a lot of people are still looking for that magic bullet. Well, if I switch brokerages, they're going to do this for me. Like, if you don't change how you operate, if you don't change your standards, it doesn't matter what brokerage you go to. It doesn't matter what team you're on. Like, if the standards are the same, you're not getting, like literally insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Right.
You got to change things up, and you got to be, and I think that's where a lot of stubborn agents say, hey, the market's tough. It's not tough. Like, life is tough. Life has its ups and downs. It has its really shitty moments. It has its really amazing moments. And when people start to realize that and treat this as a job, like we've talked about for a long time, then they'll see change. I was talking to my buddy Jordan. I was talking about CE, like post licensing, right? Like, you have to continue to educate yourself. Lawyers, like, they have to continue to educate themselves.
Right.
And the people that come in and do the same thing every day, and I see it in this office. I've told some of our new team members, they're like, should I go to this education? I was like, no. I was like, just stop. Stop. And I'm guilty of it. When I first joined, and I told the story yesterday, when I first joined, I sat there, I went to every education. I was trying to get the perfect business card. And I'm listening to these people, and I'm just like, and then I start looking around the room. I'm like, it's the same people in here every class. And I'm starting to hear their production. I'm like, 0, 0, 0,
So
0.
I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you just said that, because we were on a leadership call yesterday, right? And we were talking about training. And there was a bunch of team leaders from all over the country on there. How many classes do you think you can create at your office for top producers to attend a month?
How many can you create, or how many do you think they'll attend?
How many will they attend?
A month?
A month.
I would say on average, it's probably less than 1.
Okay. So the national average for Keller Williams is 2
Okay.
per month, entire month.
I'm still even shocked by that.
Yeah, it's 2. And when we were all talking, the guys were like, you know why? Because they're busy selling real estate. Right. Like, they don't have time to sit in 15 classes.
Right.
They don't have time to be here every team meeting. If there's something important and you tell them, hey, I need you here,
they'll show up.
If you have the right connection with them and you have the right relationship with them and you're in business with them, they'll do it because you're asking them to do it.
Right.
But show up to show up, they don't have time for that.
No.
And what they said was, well, you know what you need to do? You need to go to them and say, hey, what do you want so I can get at least one class on the calendar this month that you will go to?
Well, and 2 points following up with that is that if you read the MREA book, which I read, and I got to read again because it's really...
We do a horrible job, just real quick. We do a horrible job at Keller Williams of everything is an acronym.
Oh, $1 million real estate agent.
Right.
So,
like a millionaire real estate agent. Like, we talk to people and we're like, oh yeah, MREA. Or gold.
I don't even remember when it was written, right? But the book was really good. And one of the things that just absolutely is ingrained in my brain is that quantity leads to quality. Is Correct. What he said, not the other way around. And I think so many people get focused on the quality first. And I'm not saying quality is not important, but I could relate it to sports, right? And this was going to be my second point. Like all of my kids play baseball, softball, soccer, right? Like, if you went to the batting cages every day for 7 days a week for a year, your quality is going to get good, right? But if you never freaking step on a field to play the game, who cares?
Yeah.
You could have the most beautiful swing in the world. If you never step in the box and get ready to go, you're never going to find out where you are. And I think that's to your point. Like, a lot of people and a lot of agents want to practice. That's great. When are we going to play? And that was Madison. We role played, and I'm like, all right, let's go. She's like, I'm like, I'll make 2, then you start. And second call she leaves a voicemail, which I think helped warm her up a little bit. Then her second call, this guy answers. And she's looking at me like a deer in headlights. I'm like, hey, listen, I know we've only been role playing a little bit. This is your second call you ever made with us. But I'm looking at her like, okay, go, say something, right? And the guy's like, oh, I'm not interested in buying. And she's like, okay. And it was kind of like this awkward silence, which felt like a minute. It was like 2 seconds. He goes, but I got a house I need to sell. And her eyes were like, I'm like, yeah, now talk, right? So if you never make the call, if you never step in the batter's box, if you never push your comfort level, if you never make that video, you're never going to know. And it's not going to be perfect. The first video you made, I'm sure wasn't great. I know the first video I make, I look back at it and I'm
still
like,
making videos
I'm
suck.
like, this video is terrible. But I think I think this is where video has changed the world. When you need to, let's just say, change the oil in your car or fix your dishwasher.
YouTube University.
You go to Google.
YouTube University.
And Google owns YouTube. right? The biggest search engines in the world is actually YouTube. So when you type into Google, how do I fix my dishwasher? What do you get? You get maybe a couple little snippets like the AI Gemini thing that pops up, but then it's YouTube video, YouTube video, YouTube video. You're golden. And I think it's more relatable. And in today's society, most people, I think, do better visualizing something. You show me how to do something, I'm good. If you sit there and read me a passage out of a book, I'm snoring, right?
Right.
That's why I fall asleep my nap time. You texted me last night at like 9 o'clock. That's my nap time.
Right.
I read a book with my youngest son and I'm passed out for like 45 minutes and I'm ready to go again. But I think like, and now you put these TikToks out and people start to resonate with your personality. They're like, oh, he's funny, he smiles, he's got good energy. And they relate to that. And they're like, hey, I want to work with that guy. And to your point, like with my social media, there's nothing groundbreaking in it. I try to put out a video to like, make a topic or a point on something. I'm trying now to get on one of the platforms between TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Short, at least post to one of those a video a day, right? But it's just people remembering. I got a call last Friday, a guy that I used to work with at the golf course when I was in college where we lived in Arizona. He's now an agent in Idaho. And he goes, hey, because we interact on Facebook a little bit randomly. He'll comment on my stuff. I'll comment on his. He goes, hey, there's a lady in our office who's got a sister-in-law who lives in North Las Vegas who wants to sell her home. He's like, you interested? I'm like, of course, right? So I talked to this lady on Saturday. The lady's supposed to call me yesterday or today when she got back in town. But it's like that stuff. It's conversation pieces. I didn't go seek it. I'm not interrupting their day, but continually putting that information in that content and being you, right? People gravitate toward that and they're like, hey, I don't really know this Ed guy, but I want to work with him. Like you didn't really know the Martinez group, but when you saw him, you're like, oh man, like it's entertaining. And we live in that world, which brings me to my next endeavor.
All right.
I'm out of time.
You're out of time. Let's say it.
I got to give the people what they need to hear.
Go.
We need a hot dog cart. We need a hot dog cart. I wasted 2 hours of my life last night.
Standing in line on a hot dog cart?
No. But if I find one, if anybody knows where the local hot dog cart in Las Vegas is, let us know. We're going. Because I am absolutely I zoned out for like 2 hours last night because I'm watching on TikTok this guy's Home Dogs it's like Home Dog LLC or whatever, right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Is it Home Dog?
It's Home Dog or Hot Dog? I think it's Home Dog LLC. Nothing spectacular. The guy literally wears like a GoPro attached to his vest. I actually like the one that they have in the corner of their cart. And I just mesmerized. He interacts with the people. He's putting the dogs on.
That's like Spud Guy.
Well, there's a Spud guy. I've seen the Spud guy
with the mohawk.
Yes,
that's my guy. From
I'm
England. I want to go to England just to go get a damn baked potato with.
I'm all in on the Hot Dog LLC. I'm pretty sure they're on the East Coast somewhere. But I'm just saying, I think we need a hot dog cart.
Oh, you know who's funny?
And we need to take it to open houses.
Have you seen
open house?
The food truck 303?
No.
He's
But I wish you wouldn't have told me that because there goes the rest of my day.
He's in Vegas. And
what is it? Hot Dog L 303?
No.
Food cart LLC.
Food truck 303. And he's only at nights. He's in the parking lot of Spearmint.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, you do.
I've never been there. A gum distributor?
No, Spearmint right now. He's in the parking lot.
Zoo. Okay.
And he says that his like he'll get on there. He goes, I'm not gonna apologize. My food's the most expensive one out here, but it's the best. We give healthy portions. We give you enough food that you're gonna love, and you're gonna come back for more. Like he's unapologetic. Like that's what he does. And some of his videos are saying, hey, it's really super expensive. Like he'll do videos on just because our tres leches is amazing. But it's super expensive.
But see, but like
people
you
go
said,
just to try and say how expensive it really is.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So to your point, he's creating that buzz, he's generating it. It's just like us putting a property like in Coming Soon or whatever, create buzz, right? And now I'm like, how expensive is it? And if I do pay this price, I wonder how good it is, right? Because you almost want to go there to prove him wrong, be like, bro, you're not even that good. Right. And then you go here, you're just like, shit, that was good, dude. And that's where he's got you.
It's so 2 years ago. This will be the last one. Then we gotta cut it off for this time. But 2 years ago, Keith McLee and I went to he was working at a mortgage company, and I called him up, and I'm like, hey, what do you want to do lunch? He's like, yeah, let's go do lunch. We went to a normal spot that we've been to before, local pizza shop. We're like, hey, it's right down the street from his office. Let's just go there. They were closed because they were remodeling or something happened, and we're like, oh man, this sucks. Because now we're in the mood for pizza because you said I want to get pizza. So I'm like, oh. I'm like, well, let's just drive up and down Sahara and let's figure something out.
Okay.
So I look on my phone. I find a place, Maggiano's. And I'm like, oh, let's go. So we go there. Place is not that full. There was probably maybe one other couple there, or one person there, or whatever. And we go. The owner comes out and he's taking care of us. He was going to Paris the following week. This was 2 years ago. So the food was pretty decent because we remember where the guy was. The guy's blowing up all over TikTok.
I'm telling you.
He's all over TikTok. It's crazy. I want to go back just to be like, dude, I remember you when you weren't blowing up. It's crazy. So
I love it.
I think we need the whole combination.
We need the Ogre Network hot dog cart. We're gonna take it to open houses. We're gonna sling dogs out of there. I've been watching the guy. His little mustard spinner. Then he hits the cheese, the chili. You want him in? You want him out? You want him wrapped? You know what I'm talking about. You've been there.
I gotta look this guy up now. I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole with this one.
If you are in Vegas, Henderson, you know what? If you are in Southern Nevada, and you make
a dog like a home dog,
and you know what I'm talking about, you know where there's a secret hot dog cart, you got to let us know. Because Ed and I are going to taste it, and we're giving you a review. I need to know where the hot dog cart is. And we need to know.
And we accept sponsors.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's do this.